Hey everybody, it's Eric here with Spartan Autoworx. Today I wanted to make a quick video about some of the key cutting equipment that I use. I've had some requests on what should people buy when they first start getting into key cutting and stuff like that. Now, if you program Ford computers, my biggest advice is to buy a key cutting machine. Because if you do Ford computers either mobily or in your shop, the customer never has a second key. It always requires 2 keys for every Ford computer to reprogram it. So you always got to have a second key. So I got sick and tired of going all over town to, I always tell my customers, you got to have 2 keys. If you don't have 2 keys now, I'm going to charge you to cut a second key. But it doesn't fail. As soon as you go there, nobody has a second key. Or, the person that you're dealing with doesn't relate it to either the customer or the service manager or service advisor or the technician or whatever. They never relate it. So it's always a reschedule. Then they get mad because you had to reschedule. And they want, they basically want a turnkey solution right there. So if you have your own key cutter, you can, not reschedule. You can do the job and get it done, not waste that time, double travel. So I use the Sec9 key cutting machine. There's some terrible videos and reviews about it on YouTube. This is the latest machine. I believe it's with the updated board, and it also has the Android tablet, which I guess was an issue with the older tablets before. I've never had any issues. I cut tons of keys. I've maybe destroyed 5 keys on this machine, mainly because of the vise and not being able to grip it correctly in the vise. The aftermarket GM keys I refuse to use. I may have one in here. So this is, let's see. This is not a PK3 key. Probably this one right here. So like if you look at the PK3 key, let's see if I can zoom it in there. So you see right here, there's a pretty good flat edge on the aftermarket keys. Let's see if I have one. On the aftermarket keys, let's see if I can do this one-handed here. There's not much of an edge to grip to. They have the cut comes down quicker, so it shakes in the vise. I probably destroyed 3 or 4 keys like that. I think 5 keys maybe total on all the hundreds of keys that I cut in this thing. Just because I couldn't fixture it in the vise correctly. If you use the aftermarket keys with the Sec9, if you chuck them real deep, I've had good luck with the keys working. Sometimes you have to wiggle them in the lock, so I don't really like using the aftermarket keys. So I use the GM keys for the PK3 keys, PK3 and the older style, just side cut keys. I just use the GM keys, and they're a little bit more expensive, but you just don't have any issues with them. So the Sec9, they range all over in price range, but if you're going to buy one, I would buy the updated one with the Android tablet. I've had literally no issues. It does all kinds of high security keys. I just did a 2015 or 2016 Ford F-150 the other day. The dealer told the guy they were going to have his truck for a week. They told him it was going to be $600 for the key. He got a key for off eBay or Amazon or something like that for like $30. Then they told him it was going to be $275 to cut the key, and they were going to need the truck all week to cut the key and program it to the truck. So, I had to go to him, obviously. I have a minimum charge to go to, and I literally cut the key in 2 minutes and programmed it, and, he was super happy. And I didn't know what he was getting charged before, but after he paid me, he told me what the dealer wanted, and it's just kind of ridiculous. So these do high security keys. This is my go-to box that goes with me. Since I do a lot of Volkswagen, I got Volkswagen flip keys. I got the Megamost 48 transponder keys. We got some BMW keys in here. Let's see what we got here. I don't even remember what this is for, but I know I just ordered those for somebody, for something. Honda keys, do tons of Honda keys. Dodge keys. Dodge with the Fabics. I've ordered these aftermarket Fabics, and they seem to work pretty well. Haven't had an issue with them yet, and they're like super cheap. I think I pay like $10 for these, and I charge the customer $40 for the key and programs. So everybody's been loving that versus the OEM ones that are super expensive. Chrysler keys, just the regular Chrysler keys. I got pretty much everything covered on the Chrysler stuff. Ford stuff, definitely got everything. High security keys. Let's see what else here. Is that a GM key? No, that's a Ford key. The most common Ford key, like I just did a Ford F-250, like a 7.3 truck. They have non-security keys, but these keys work as well versus the steel key. That's what they had. They wanted a second key. I just use one of those transponder keys and it works just fine. Same style key. I mean, I've got everything for Ford covered because that's, you know, what you're going to see if you're doing mobile programming. So, you know, all the high security stuff, everything there for Ford. You got to invest in all the Ford keys. Mercedes keys. Got an Audi key, which is like really a Volkswagen key. You know, the GM stuff, all my stuff for the leashy, for pick decoder for GM stuff. And then, you know, just your bits and all your stuff for your cutter. But this is a pretty good setup. This is pretty much what I carry everywhere mobily, and it works out pretty well. Pretty much covers 90% of the keys that 90% of the keys I'm seeing at the local dealerships, especially these Volkswagen keys, because it seems like nobody wants to cut the Volkswagen keys. I don't know why that is here in St. Louis. Like, I cut tons of Volkswagen keys. And I do sometimes I practice too. I've got some key blanks, and I cut them with the key blanks as well as with the high security Ford keys. I've got a package here someplace. Yeah, right here. I've got the high security blanks, so I can do tests on those. Sometimes they don't decode correctly. So as for programmers, I've got a couple other videos where I've talked about this before. The IM608 is my go-to that I keep mobily in the vehicle. For anywhere I go or in the shop, we use the 508. It's super slow. Doesn't have half the attachments that the 608 has for EEPROM and stuff like that. So if you're going to buy it, there is a big price difference between the two. If you're looking for a good all-around tool and you don't have a big budget, you know, buy the 508. You're not going to be disappointed. The 608 definitely a much better tool. A lot more adapter support and stuff like that. So I would personally go with the 608, and it's a lot faster. There's nothing that pisses me off more than the slow processor of a tablet. Like, it just drives me up a wall. So, you know, entry level 508, they should have the same functionality software-wise between the two, but you're definitely going to want to step up to the 608, trust me. And then good tool to always have in your back pocket for remotes and some other stuff like that. I use it for quick key chip decoding. Which the Altel will do as well. You got to put it in the base of the XP400 base and then decode the key, but I like to put it in here and just decode the key real quick with a VVDI, or use it for setting up generic remotes and some stuff like that. Pretty good tool to have. It's just a couple $100, well worth having. And they've got some specials on now on their new tool and some credits and stuff like that, because you do have to buy credits if you're decoding and cloning some certain keys and you know, trying to decrypt the key. But like I said, the Altel will do pretty much everything this thing will do. But I just still like to have it for remotes, and you know, it's my go-to when a customer gives me a key I need to figure out what it is. I just go and decode it with the VVDI or the X-Horse tool. But if you're looking for a key cutter, this is what I recommend. I've literally had zero issues. I'll make a video of decoding keys and burning a key here shortly. But definitely can't go wrong with this machine. I know there's a lot of bad reviews. I'm probably going to get tons of people that are going to complain about this here that have never used the machine. But for somebody who uses the machine every day, I've had literally zero issues. So if you have any questions, comment below. I'll do my best to answer them. The only thing I will say about the Sec9 is you're not going to get 100% key support. It cuts pretty much every key, but you're not going to be able, let's say if you go do a 2015 or 2016 Ford F-150 high security key, it's not going to be listed. So you got to know what type of key it is to go and decode it, and go look for other vehicles, or know what kind of key to enter to get it cut and decode. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. If you have any questions, comment below.